Hey everybody, I'm Philip.
And I'm Justin.
And together, we are Pajamas. And we are in the home stretch of Season 5. It is the same night. We're on Binge Watchathon. 4th episode tonight.
We're so close to the end.
Unfortunately, this is going to be the last episode for tonight, which is right out of time. It's been Doctor Who night. So, we got this one, and then 13. Hopefully we can do 13 tomorrow. Mm-hmm. And maybe some bonusy things as well. We'll see how that goes. But for now, we're on this one. We left off with Amy finding the engagement ring.
Yes.
Then having like a whoa moment. So we're going to see what becomes of that.
Yes.
All right. Short intro, but we want to get into it. So are you ready?
Yes.
All right. So without further ado, let's get into it. Ooh, storm cage.
Doctor?
No, and neither are you. Where is he?
You're finding the time vortex. It doesn't always work, but the TARDIS is smart.
Your tricks don't work in here, Dr. Song.
This is the Royal Collection.
Ooh, Queen Liz.
The bloody Queen.
The TARDIS can translate anything. All we have to do is open the doors and read the very first words in recorded history.
Cleopatra will see you now.
Hello, sweet. River.
Doctor? Doctor, what is this?
So much happened.
I love River.
Yeah, isn't she great? All right, dang. All right.
As I thought, these different points are connected somehow.
Okay, this Pandorica thing. Last time we saw you, you warned us about it after we climbed out of the Byzantium.
Spoilers.
No, not Cyberman.
How did it end up in there?
You know fairy tales. A good wizard tricked him.
I hate good wizards and fairy tales. They always turn out to be him.
So it's kind of like Pandora's box then.
Your favourite school topic, your favourite story. Never ignore a coincidence. Unless you're busy, in which case always ignore a coincidence. Anything that powerful, I'd know about it. Why don't I know?
Doctor, you said everyone could hear it. So who else is coming?
What kind of starships?
Slovene, Chelonian, Nestine, Dravin, Sycorax, Hemagog,
Dang.
Saigon, Atraxi. Doctor, listen to me. Everything that ever hated you is coming here tonight. You can't win this. You can't even fight it. Look at me on the target!
What is that?
Cyber arm of Cyberman.
Oh.
Why?
Hello, Amy.
Huh.
Something obvious, Rory, something big, something right slap in front of me. I can feel it.
Yeah, I think you probably are. Erased. What does that mean?
How can you be here?
Well, I died and turned into a Roman. It's very distracting.
Dang. Wouldn't they be fighting each other though?
What are you?
So much that they'll put aside their differences.
Yeah.
Do the smart thing! Let somebody else try first.
Guy, yeah? The one who did the sortie thing.
Yeah?
Sorting, nice sorting.
How can she not remember me?
Because you never existed. Impossible things just happen, and we call them miracles. And that's a theory.
Silence will fall.
What's your name?
I'm Rory.
Not what you expect Romans to be called. What's it short for? Veronicus.
Yeah.
It's like I'm happy.
Something's using her memories, Amy's memories. The perfect disguise. They actually believe their own cover story.
Doctor, that Centurion. It's a trap. It has to be. They used Amy to construct a scenario you'd believe, to get close to you.
There's something wrong with the TARDIS.
Someone else is flying it.
No, please, no! I'm not going! I'm Rory!
I've landed.
Okay, just walk out of the doors. If there's no one inside, the TARDIS engine shut down automatically. I'm...
Williams. Rory Williams from Ledworth. My boyfriend.
The Pandorica is ready!
Ready for what?
Ready for you!
Oh, shit.
No.
Oh.
Hey, you lot. Working together. An alliance.
All projections correlate, all evidence concurs. The Doctor will destroy the universe.
No.
Well.
An alliance of all of them coming together like the Council of Doom.
Right? All the supervillains. Dang. At first I was like, please tell me that the Cybermen are not the big bad. I was like, come on. I don't like the Cybermen at all. I find them very one-note and generic. But it was much more than that. Like,
it was everybody.
Sontaran, Slitheen, Daleks, Cybermen, Sitherac were there. Like, everyone. All of Doctor's greatest enemies and nemesis. I like the twist on it, though. Like, he thought they were coming to retrieve. I even said during the episode, I was like, why are you not fighting each other? Like, they all can't get along. So it's kind of like, you're all just being very peaceful.
Yes, whatever it is, it needs to be something extremely significant for them to put aside the differences and say to each other, yes, we hate each other, but we hate him even more.
Yeah. But when we thought that it was like housing something sinister and everyone wanted to claim it, it was kind of like, why are they not? Cybermen and Daleks do not like each other. So it's kind of like, and that's just those two. Like, we have Slitheen and Sontarans and Sitherac and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera.
So many others that are probably at war with each other as we speak.
Right. Especially the Daleks, who don't like any other species at all, other than Daleks. Who will go so far as to, like, destroy their own kind if they're impure. They're playing nice. That twist at the end there, just like, not only makes you rethink that, but when the Doctor's like, he's like, if you want it, remember who I am and what I've done, and blah, 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 and, you know, send someone else first. And he thought he was like, ha ha ha. They're about like, you're an idiot, because we're here for you, not for that. So he's all boasting and being all like, puffing his chest out.
He's exactly where they want him to be.
Exactly. Like they said, he walked right into a trap. Like they said the perfect trap that he could not resist. And he walked right into it.
And with good reason, they think that he is the reason for the destruction of the universe, and well, that does actually give them a bit of a problem. How can they achieve what they want most if they don't have a universe in which to do such a thing? So they're going to have to agree for now to do something about the Doctor, whom they think is the reason for these cracks.
It's like I like it took all of them coming together to trap him. I'll reference my notes early. It was said earlier that the Pandorica houses the most dangerous thing in the universe, the mightiest warrior in history. It's the Doctor, which I was thinking that, but I'm like, is it going to be like another Doctor, like a duplicate? Like another Matt Smith would walk out. Evil Matt Smith would walk out. AKA David Tennant would walk out. Ha 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 ha. And that's why I was kind of wondering in the back of my head, like, you know, I'm trying to figure out what's going on and all that stuff. And it's like, but no. There's like a little prison-y thing to trap him in. Prevent him from causing the end of the universe. But paradoxically, him being trapped there causes the end of the universe. So it also makes you wonder, who's controlling the TARDIS then? Wouldn't it be something that wants this to happen? None of the supervillains want it to happen.
Yes.
So, I mean, I could be missing something there. Maybe it was explained, but maybe I just want to think there's another, like, even larger force at work.
Will not survive what is to come.
But the Doctor even said, all I have to do is go to the TARDIS, and this doesn't happen. Like, I'm not there for this explosion. So, it's like, okay. They have deduced that the Doctor is the cause of it, which turns out to be true, inadvertently. My hypothesis was 1000% incorrect. But if the Doctor was freed and let go to the TARDIS to stop it, then does that just... It's like, huh. Like, this almost feels like a fixed point in time. But just a negative one for the Doctor. Specifically for the Doctor. He's not visiting Pompeii. He's not visiting Mars. He has, like, the entire journey is fated to happen. It's destiny for him to, for all these events to happen. So, there's a lot of questions right now, which I like. I do. I'm glad that all the villains came together it just felt like, I remember the old Adam West Batman TV show, but like the Batman movie, like the big one they did was when all the villains got together to fight Batman and Robin. I like when all the villains get together to fight like the good guy. You know, the hero.
They do have one common enemy that's always getting in their way, and while they could possibly make a deal that they'll agree to work together if it means getting rid of him, who's always foiling their plans.
I don't think there was malicious intent. They just all realized that this thing that was going to happen happened to be him. It just happened to be him.
Yes, I mean, in Batman, that's what they would do.
Okay, yeah. Exactly, yeah.
And in this case, actually, it isn't really selfish. It's actually something that is...
It's self-preservation.
Yes.
We have this whole bittersweet thing with Rory and Amy. And I'm glad that it's not actually Rory. Yes, I want him back. But I thought this felt a little lazy. I fell through the crack in the universe thing. I got absorbed into it. I was dying, and then I woke up in Rome. Like, it seemed too easy, too convenient. I was like, I don't like that. Like, I want to be more than that. Like, because then is everyone else displaced in time somewhere then? Are the soldier people with Jorah from the Angels episodes, are they somewhere now too? But no. They were all Cybermen. And when that happened, I was like, no. They're not interesting enough to be the main villain. But you know what is? All the villains. All standing in a room together. Like, how mind-blowing must that have been in 2010 if you were like an old school Whovian from like the early, like from Doctor 1 up to the 11th. And you see this scene with like every freaking villain, every antagonist of the Doctor is in one room, standing together peacefully for the preservation that they think of the universe. It's all self-interest.
Yes, after all, how can they possibly be the dominant species of the universe if there isn't a universe to be the dominant species of? They need a place to live.
Freeze that scene, take a screenshot, and then just like show it to a Whovian back in the 60s. Be like, hey, this is going to happen one day. Holy shit. We're not even like old school Whovians. We're like, holy shit. This is significant and crazy. I just love that in this instance. We've talked about perception as everything. This show knows this season knows that there's been a perception filter multiple times. But in this instance, all the villains see one common villain. So yes, they may want to have their petty squabbles later. That's why I hold like the enemy of my enemy is my friend. So
yes, basically World War II.
Yeah. And just wow. Just holy shit. This so far has exceeded my expectations on what the crack was, what the Pandorica was supposed to be like a myth, a fairy tale. There's just so much like it's all been like a machination. That whole thing was a machination from Amy's childhood. Wow.
Shall we go to the notes?
Sure.
Philip's notes.
These are the longest notes of the season. 3 pages. I think they're the longest notes of the season. I'm not going to look. We're going to pretend they're. I think they're some of the longest notes. It was hard, man. I was trying to like watch and then write, and because it was like everything was so interesting. Well, except for the Cybermen. So we open up in France, 1890. We see Vincent Van Gogh again. I'm like, are we going back to this? Well, so soon? Like, I mean, no complaints. Love the episode. You know, fantastic portrayal. But this is strange. But then we hop to London, 1941. The android doctor is there with Winston Churchill. And they find this painting from Van Gogh. Then we jump to like Storm Cage, like 2145. River's there. She's imprisoned and she escapes. Because of course she does. Then we go to the Royal Collection, 5145. River's there again. We see Queen Liz. She's coming back. Like, why are you here? You're in the Royal Collection. No, I'm the queen. And I like Queen Liz. You know, she's like, here, look at the painting. Then we go to Maldororium, 6145. River again. She's trying to get a vortex thing from Blue Man guy. Then we go back to the TARDIS. It's Amy looking at the ring. Then they land in a time where it's the very first recorded words in history. They're going to read them. Because the TARDIS can translate anything.
Mm-hmm.
They open the doors. Look out. Hello, sweetie. She defaced the first words.
Well, he wouldn't pick up his telephone.
That is true. Pick up your phone. Then we go to Roman times. Cleopatra will see you now. It's a river again.
If she needs to deliver a message to the Doctor in ancient Roman times, she's going to do it with style.
Wouldn't have it any other way. But then we finally see what the painting is. It's a picture of the TARDIS exploding.
Yes.
Which I theorized was what caused the crack. When we saw once we saw the piece of the TARDIS come out, I was like, it has to be the TARDIS exploding that did this. So I'm not like, oh, I figured it out. It was kind of like, okay. And then we go to Stonehenge. We're going everywhere. Like, all these notes are like for like the first like 10 minutes of this, I'm like, my wrist hurts. Carpal tunnel's kicking in. But we go from Stonehenge to Underhenge. We go underneath. And that's where the Pandorica is. And it is opening itself. A system of locks and fail-safes and all of it. All of it opening up.
Interestingly, from the inside out and not the outside in.
Yeah.
Which means that someone is controlling it.
Yeah, exactly. Someone's also controlling the TARDIS.
Mm-hmm.
So it feels like maybe someone is framing the Doctor. Yeah. The Doctor is in a position where he looks like the villain. So he's locked in this thing, but him being locked in a thing makes the thing happen. The thing is happening because the TARDIS is under something else's control, just like the Pandorica. So I'm glad it's not the Cybermen. I'm glad it's not the Daleks. I'm glad it's not Sontarans. I'm glad it's not the Selene. Glad it's not the Sitherac. I'm hoping this is a new, I've said all season, I want a new big bad. I'm hoping this is something very cool. I'm hoping what we're saying is actually true. It's not just like, oh, it was a malfunction because of the space-time thing, and then because River's trying to get like a time vortex thing or whatever. Mm-hmm. I assume she's trying to buy that for the TARDIS. Mm-hmm. So I wasn't like, well, we didn't get the vortex thing in time, so it's why it was malfunctioning, and so I hope that the TARDIS being under the control of something else is a tangible thing, and that whatever opened the Pandorica on purpose did it that way, and something that's even powerful enough to make an alternate reality based on the memories of Amy. So that could have been the Cybermen. I don't want it to be, because I don't want the Cybermen to do anything except just go away. I know somebody all love the Cybermen. It's always totally cool. I don't like them.
I think that it's somehow connected to that prisoner. The silence is falling.
Oh, silence will fall?
Yes, that the silence will fall. Was it actually his voice? Or its voice? It could have been a recording.
What didn't it sound like? Well, yeah, I think it was just a recording. Like, I don't want the big bad to be the thing from the first episode.
Well, yes, I'm not saying that it's actually that particular individual. After all, it cannot be remotely from prison doing that. But what I'm getting is that because that was on the other side of the crack, it's the only thing that I've seen that's on the other side of this crack. That isn't a beam of light. That somehow it's connected, or that it isn't necessarily that thing, but that it's somehow connected to that, why that thing is there in the first place.
Well,
why that cell and not any other cell.
I don't know, maybe. Because it could take on the shape of anything from consciousness. And it was using Amy's consciousness, her memories, to make something. So maybe. I would hope not, because I found that a very antagonist. But maybe there's more to it. We don't know. And I wrote, not the Cybermen, because we're down in the under part, and we see the pieces. I'm like, Then I like the line, Doctor, you said everyone could hear it. So who else is coming? It's like, oh, uh-oh, answer, everyone. And then we hear the Dalek voice over the thing, and I was like, okay, what's going on? And we hear the cyber ships are there, Sontarans are there, Selene, Draconians, Setherac, etc., etc. This one I'm just like, what in the actual shit is going on?
Like a sort of intergalactic UN is being set up.
Yeah. I think River says, everything that ever hated you is coming tonight.
Yes, to put it all in one simple phrase, instead of saying the names of all of these different species, she could simply say that, and it's simple, to the point, and very accurate.
Yeah.
Very, very accurate.
Then Amy pulls out the ring, confronts the Doctor, hopes she was wonderful or something, and she doesn't remember. I was like, oh, at the time I was hoping that we were gonna, it ended up coming into play later, but at the time I'm like, no. I wanted this to be more significant. Then Rory comes back. Holy shit, it's Rory.
Yes.
Yay. I like the, it's very like, not slapstick again, but it's kind of like the running gag of the Doctor not, yes, Rory, okay, Rory, all right, Rory. I'm missing something, it's right in front of my face, it's right in front of my face. And he's looking right at him. Or it's like, by the way, Arthur does a fucking great job in the role. Like, just facial expressions, and he just was cast perfectly. And the Doctor's like, how did you get here? Like, physically, what happened? He's like, I died, and then I died and turned into a Roman. And I'm like, boo. No. No. It was no. So good. But at the time, I was like, I can accept convenience. Obviously, we have convenience all the time in Doctor Who. But I wanted Rory's return. Like, if this was going to be the return of Rory, I would want Rory's return to be a little more impactful if it were to happen. And this just felt kind of like a wet blanket. But luckily, well, I guess luckily, but he might still be dead. Well, he is still dead. He might, how can I word it? It sounds kind of shitty because, like, he's still dead in, like, not manufactured time. So it's like, I'm like, yay, he's still dead. I don't mean it that way. I want him to come back, just not like this. As he's like, I died and turned into a Roman. I wrote, eh. Then he asks, did she miss me? And it's like, ooh, buddy, you just got her 100% after the Dream Lord, and now it's back to the way it was, but worse. Ugh. But then I started thinking, I was like, this is a little strange. This is why, like, my own light bulb went off in my head. I was like, what are the odds that the crack in the universe just so happened to drop Rory at the exact time the Doctor and Amy show up? The exact time. Date, day, everything. It's kind of like, okay, that's a little convenient. Huh. Why? Like, why would the universe do that? We know why now, obviously, but at the time, I'm just like, huh. Like, my brain was kind of like trying to, that was the first, like, inkling. I'm like, that's a little too convenient. Not just Rory being Roman and alive, because the universe was like, okay, here you go. But that exact moment, within, like, close proximity to when the Doctor shows up with Amy.
Yes, too convenient, as if it was staged.
Boom. So I didn't go that far with it yet. But yeah, I was like, I was getting there in my head. I want to say I like how River talks to the TARDIS a lot, which makes sense. I like that. I think it's cool. And the River ends up at the date that we saw before 2010 and goes to Amy's house. Goes inside the room, finds all the little dolls. Doctor, why do I let you out? Fair play. But at least this was like childhood.
It's innocent enough.
Yeah, exactly. It wasn't like Dr. Bond. Like, could you imagine Matt Smith with pussy galore from that fucking episode? Can you imagine how that would be?
I suspect that there would be... It wouldn't work. It would be too awkward.
Exactly. So then when we see the book, which I thought was cool, they were like, you know, did you learn about the history of Britain and the Roman stuff? And the Romans invaded Britain many times. And she's like, yes, that was my favorite subject. And I was like, we never learned about that in school, obviously, because we're not from there. So it's just like, I know, obviously, you learn about the history of where you're from. Mm-hmm. But as an American, we learn American history.
We wouldn't get to the history of any other place until we would get to world history.
And even then, it was so...
A survey.
Yeah, at best.
That this happened and this happened and this happened.
Yeah. Whereas wherever you're from, you're going to get the in-depth history. So it makes you like wonder, like, because America is so arrogant and so like, you know, with it like swinging our cock everywhere, like, ha 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 ha, look how big it is. Yeah, suck it, world, suck it. So I'm betting that most places in the world know more of our history because we're so in your face about everything than we do about, inversely, than we would about other people's history. Like, for fuck's sake, Canada's up there, Mexico's down there. I'm going to tell you shit about Canada and their history. Or Mexico and their history. I mean, of like Mayans and shit, but that's about all I know. I saw it was cool. Like, just, I've said before, as like, this is something else I've said many times. I need to stress again. This is an American watching a British show about British culture, British history. I pronounced one of the places on the Vine Britain ship. I pronounced one of the, it was like Surrey or something. I guess it's Surra or something. I don't know. I pronounced it wrong. People in the comments were like, you said it wrong. I'm like, well, you know what? I watched a video of Irish people trying to pronounce fucking U.S. cities, and they said most of them wrong too.
So I suppose it's even then.
It's just how it is. Like, if you're not from there, you don't know how to fucking say the shit. So of course I'm going to say it wrong. I tried. Hell, I said Vincent Van Gogh. That's not how you say his name. But my brain is wired because I was brainwashed to speak the American way.
And, well, even though different languages may share alphabets, it doesn't necessarily mean that they're going to make the same sound.
Yeah, exactly. Like, look at fucking French. Holy crap. Half that shit's just like... No offense to fucking French people. Jeez. Your language is fine.
It's much easier to figure out how to pronounce it than English, because at least there are consistent rules, even in French. There's simply more rules.
Yeah.
But at least there actually are consistent rules.
Oh, yeah, I still, like, if I was learning English, holy crap. If you were learning English, I'm sorry. Holy crap, it is a nightmare of a language. So, yeah, I'm not saying our language is, like, better or, you know, nothing like that. I'm just saying, like, I may pronounce stuff wrong. And it's going to happen. I'm an American. But I still think it's cool that, you know, you get the side of history that we wouldn't get because obviously we don't live there. So that was cool. A lot longer about that than I expected to, but that was a neat little moment. That as an American who grew up in America's crappy school system, it was neat. But then I wrote, because we have the Roman Britain thing, and then we had the Pandora's Box book right there, and I'm like, what the fuck is going on? Then I wrote, is she manifesting it? I was like, because we had this whole, like, you could be the most important thing in the universe again. I was like, could everything from the very first episode be a machination in her head? Like, wouldn't this be wild if, like, the end of the episode was, like, you see Amy in a straitjacket in a sanitarium just rocking back and forth? Because what happened to her when she was a child traumatized her so much, and no one would believe her, that she went crazy and imagined the entire season.
Amazing.
Let me write Doctor Who! Let me write Doctor Who!
That would definitely be a very amazing episode.
But yeah, at that point I was just like, what in the actual shit is going on? And then we find out that they're kind of like agents. They find out that they are so in it that they believe their own cover story until they're activated. And I was like, ooh, sleeper agents. Okay. We find out it's a trap. Ooh. The doctor's telling River, you know, land the TARDIS, get out of the TARDIS. She's like, I can't. Someone else is flying the TARDIS. Interesting. Who has that power?
Somehow, somewhere, someone is overriding the system.
Someone wants this to happen.
Yes.
Someone wants this to happen. Someone wants the doctor to be in the Pandorica box, which...
It's definitely one way to get these other beings in the universe distracted.
It's just interesting, because then if everything is taken from Amy's childhood and her, like, you know, subconscious and consciousness and everything, all this stuff, if it's all a trap and all an illusion, isn't the box just an illusion? Isn't where they're at an illusion?
It's very interesting. Which parts are an illusion and which parts are actually there?
Yeah, exactly. Because obviously, like, the villains are there, the doctor's there, but the setting, what part of the setting is real? Because she even said, this reminds me of Pandora's box. Well, it was there because... So, if it does exist, then were the things placed in her room given to her on purpose in the past to manifest this later on down the line and to get the doctor there? You see what I'm saying?
Yes.
Like,
maybe that is what happened.
How much planning in advance? Like, where's the thread start? Which we don't know yet, but how is it being woven through? Because if the Romans are there because it was her thoughts. Then the Pandorica is there because of her thoughts, right? And the doctor even said it's a fairy tale. But not a fairy tale come to life to the point that he believes it. So if he was just like, this isn't real, this is all, you know, a fiction from Amy's head, is he a prisoner in like some virtual reality thing, basically? But if he is, And the idea was to get the Doctor there because someone's controlling the situation and the TARDIS and all of it. Who and or what gave the ideas to Amy in the first place? So it's just like I said, this there's so much to chew on. There's so much going on in this episode. Like, this is some good writing so far. And then the Doctor gives Rory the engagement ring and says, go talk to her. And he's trying to, and Amy's crying because she's happy, but doesn't understand why. And Rory's like, it's because of me. It's me, you. But then all these sleeper agents are activated, including Rory, who is fighting back. He's like, I'm Rory, I'm me. And when this happens, Amy remembers who he is.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, oh, man. Imagine, like, you're a Cyberman, you've been assimilated, but you have these memories of this person. See, it's like this crisis of, like, identity. He's like, I'm me, he's like, please no. Like, she's just now remembering, and then here he's trying to fight back. He's being taken over, though, because he says, I can feel it. And Amy remembers him and remembers his name and all of it, and then he shoots her. So here's a question that I have, as we have like a mystery and a riddle and an enigma in a box in Amy's head. If Amy is the tether, because the Doctor even said pretty much Amy was the catalyst. And it looks like she's a catalyst for this happening, as far as like making this situation, this virtual reality, whatever's going on, happen. If she's there in her own, conjured world, and she dies, would it cease to exist?
Very fascinating.
So it just makes you wonder, how strong is the tether from her mind to this existence? But maybe it doesn't need her at all. Maybe it already had what it needed to make it a thing. But you would figure if she was such the catalyst for everything, like the Big Bang, for this happening, not the actual crack, but just this moment. So whatever it was had been like pulling her strings, to make it happen. Maybe it even landed the TARDIS. Because remember, the TARDIS was like spiraling out of control when the change happened from 10th to 11th. Or maybe whoever's in control was controlling it then to get the Doctor where he needed to be to meet her, to place the seeds in her head, etc., 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 etc. And here we are.
Which aspects of her life are actually her own and which ones are manufactured?
Yeah. So, and I could be overthinking it. I could be reading too much into it, but that's the fun of it. It's fun just to like dig and, ponder and think about it.
Even brings up the question of free will, how much of her is actually is automatus.
So we have Amy's been shot, she dies. Rory shot her, so whatever part of Rory is still there, that hasn't been completely taken over by Cybermen yet, is holding his dead fiance. So he has that trauma to go through. Then, let's say if Rory did come back somehow, would those memories transfer to him? Or are these separate memories independent of Rory? There's a lot to, like I said, there's a lot to chew on in this one. And then we see the Daleks slide on in, and then I'm thinking, what is going on? Holy crap, what is going on? All the villains show up, like we talked about. And then they say the Pandorica is ready. Ready for what? Ready for you. What the shit? So what was thought to be like this thing imprisoning something was actually something waiting to imprison something.
Mm-hmm.
Like it wasn't imprisoning something, it was waiting to be a prison for something. That's fantastic. That I didn't see that coming. Like I thought that it was going to open up with some like CGI thing was going to pop out or be a stupid Cyberman.
It would be the most feared thing in the universe, and well, actually, It's about to. You, Doctor,
Yeah,
are the most feared thing in the universe.
exactly. All about perspective. We talked before during the 10th Doctor seasons about, is the Doctor the hero or is he the villain? So then this brings it back up. According to the villains, he's the ultimate villain. He's the ultimate evil. So I like that what we talked about in past seasons is now actually coming to fruition. Because again, it's all about how you see it. So I think it's really cool. And then as we talked about, they're all there because they're an alliance to protect the universe from the Doctor, the one guy who's been flying around in 11 incarnations trying to save the universe over and over and over from all these various people and races and beings and all that. It's such a strange, like such a strange turn of the screw to just take that idea and go, now look at it. It's like, man. Yeah. And then we end, the Doctor's in prison, River's exploded, and Rory's with a dead Amy. And then we pan out, there's a train coming. Sorry, I can't do anything about that, obviously. I will try to remove it in post as best I can. So we're panning out into space. There's the Earth, and it's just like... I was waiting for the Earth to explode, but it didn't happen. But yeah, all these things simultaneously. Snuffed out. I know I've said holy shit before, but holy shit. There's a lot going on. So far, I like how the previous episodes have woven their way to this.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Van Gogh was there for a reason, to have the painting passed on to, you know, so then River would find it, so then et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Just like, damn. Like I always say, even when I said during RTD stuff, I'm hoping this stuff was all on purpose. It doesn't feel accidental, but I always hope that the entire arc is planned out beforehand. It's like, well, we're going to do this episode, this episode, this episode. I have this really cool idea. Oh, let me just tie this stuff back together into it, you know? But it feels like there's like this one long, cohesive narrative, which it had to be, because they've talked about, we had the crack in the beginning, and it's a crack going through all universes everywhere. So it affected everyone and everything, thus all the, you know, Doctor's greatest enemies showing up. Everyone that is important is either dead or imprisoned. So how do we fix this in the last episode without it seeming cheap, corny, or lame? Like, I don't want the Doctor to be like, oh, there's a magical button right here. Beep, ha 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 ha, I'm out. Maybe River's not dead, and Amy's dead. So is Cyber Rory going to somehow fight back? And I don't know.
Or he may be overridden by the system.
Yeah, or that. But if that happens, where's that glimmer of hope? Where's that?
It's in the jar. Pandora's box was actually a jar, and well, when she tried to put the lid back on after all of those things came out, the one thing that was about to come out, but then she was able to keep it in. It was hope.
Mm-hmm. In the scope of the episode. That was a good tie-in, though, because we said before, like, there's kind of like layers to it, kind of like how in the Van Gogh, when the Doctor was looking in the mirror, then there was a picture of, you know, Perseus and Medusa. The jar trapped hope. What's in Pandora's box right now? The Doctor. The only hope to save everything. So I just hope it's done in a really cool, smart, and in a way that does everything we've seen so far justice. So that's what I hope as we go into the final episode. But holy crap, this was a lot. In a good way, but wow. There's a lot of stuff. A lot of stuff. Okay, is there anything else you would like to add about this episode?
No.
Yeah, I need to decompress. My brain's just like, holy hell. Like, I was going to wrap this one up. Hopefully we can finish this up tomorrow. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of potential here, and I hope we realize it. But for now, that is going to wrap this one up. As always, I don't have a fancy outro, so I'll simply say thank you for watching, and we will see you in the next one. Until then, goodbye.
Goodbye.